So, welcome back to the 7 Deadly Lessons, where we tackle the core emotional architecture of the soul. So, today's lesson is one of the most pervasive, which is codependency and chronic emotional neediness. Now, I want you to reflect on this crucial question. Do you feel perpetually restless or insecure when you're alone? Do you constantly seek external validation or reassurance from partners and friends to regulate your own emotions? If this deep emotional hunger rules your shadow, then your soul's assignment involves the moon, which is the planet of emotions and the mind, and the fourth house of home and inner security. Now, this lesson is about transforming past life emotional abandonment into radical self reliance and inner nurturing. So, to look at and find out where is your fourth house, where is your moon, planets, and learn about your own Vedic horoscope chart, how to find it, how to read it, please look at the foundational videos in the video description. There are 2 links to the playlist. One is about your soul map, where you came from, what is your purpose here, etc. Second playlist is about the 12 houses, the 9 planets, and how to read your chart. So don't forget to check that out right here in the video description below. Now, let's get back to this video. So the struggle with codependency is rooted in deep, unresolved karmic residue that's related to security and emotional fulfillment. The first part is the emotional neglect, which is the moon. The moon governs your mind, your emotions, your mother, and nurturing. So, in a past life, your soul may have experienced or delivered profound emotional neglect, abandonment, or instability. Now, this created a core subconscious belief that security must come from outside sources because the inner reservoir is empty. The second is an unstable foundation of the fourth house. The fourth house rules the foundation, home, mother, and inner peace. So, an afflicted fourth house or its ruler suggests that the soul either abandoned its own foundations or it struggled with the instability of its childhood home in a past life. Now, this returns as a present life inability to find lasting peace when alone. The universe is now asking you to learn the spiritual truth that you are your own inner child and you are your own perfect parent. Your challenge is to source your unconditional love from your own soul and not look outside for it. Now let's talk about the moon and the fourth house, the astrological code. So look for these specific indicators in your birth chart to confirm this lesson. Look for an afflicted moon. For afflictions, also check out the playlist below, the foundational playlist, so you can learn how to read afflictions. The moon afflicted by Saturn, which is coldness and loneliness, or Ketu, which is detachment or loss. It creates chronic emotional suppression or instability. The new moon, which is the Amavasya, or a full moon placement, often intensifies the emotional nature of the lesson, leading to extremes of attachment or detachment. Also, look for a challenged fourth house. If the ruler of the fourth house or the fourth house is heavily afflicted, such as if it contains malefics like Rahu, Ketu, Saturn. Rahu is your obsession with belongings. Mars is your emotional conflict. Then the core foundations of inner life feel unstable, leading to a desperate search for external anchors. The moon in the 7th house or the 8th house, look for that. When the moon is placed in houses governing relationships, the native's emotional security, which is moon, becomes entirely reliant on the partner, which is the 7th house, or it's tied up with deep psychological power struggles, which is the 8th house. So moon in 7th and 8th house can also be difficult. Let's talk about your soul's assignment here. The soul's goal here is to shift your emotional identity from the seeker to the source. You must replace codependency with radical self-nurturing. Your next assignment here is emotional sovereignty. Your core assignment is to master your emotional regulation. This means allowing yourself to feel intense emotions without needing someone else to fix or distract you from them. This cultivates sovereignty, the realization that your internal landscape belongs entirely to you. The next assignment is you can do inner child work. The virtue to cultivate is self-compassion, the conscious practice of giving yourself the unconditional acceptance, validation, and comfort that you wish to receive from others. Let's talk about the universal remedy, the actionable spiritual practice. So, to transform emotional neediness into inner peace, let's apply these two assignments for you. First is the emotional grounding practice. When anxiety or neediness strikes, stop all external communication and immediately perform a grounding exercise, which is called deep breathing or the 4-7-8 technique. This physically pulls the emotional energy back into your center, breaking the automatic impulse to reach outside yourself. The next is the inner parent routine. You commit to establishing one small, consistent daily ritual of self-care that only you know about. For example, brewing a perfect cup of tea, reading in silence, or listening to music without distraction. Now, this ritual represents the dependable, nurturing presence that you needed in a past life and teaches your subconscious mind that I can rely on myself, that you can rely on yourself. See, your struggle with codependency is the universe's powerful call to return home, to your own heart. The past life karmic lesson was that you failed to establish lasting emotional security, making your identity vulnerable to others. The soul's assignment now is to become your own perfect parent, ensuring that your foundation is built not on shifting sand, which means external people that shift, but on the unshakable rock of your own inner self. When you heal the moon, which is your mind, your emotions, you heal the root of your happiness. And finally, you experience the spiritual freedom of wholeness. Now let's go ahead and move towards emotional sovereignty now. First, I want to know, tell me in the comments, tell me which house is your moon in. This reveals the area of life where your emotional security is most tested, emotional security, and where your greatest nurturing work lies. Second, start your inner parent routine tomorrow. Decide on one small, dedicated act of self-care and execute it faithfully. And of course, if you're ready to take a deep dive into your own personal chart, you can connect with me via the link in the video description or in the About section. So in the next video, we'll talk about anxiety, fear, and procrastination. Here, we will tackle the lessons of Saturn and how to build unshakable discipline. So hit the notification bell right now so you don't miss that video. And of course, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe for more Vedic wisdom. Thank you for watching and thank yourself for watching. And that's all for today.